Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. We'll be talking about a scholarship fair at Harris-Stowe State University today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. Dr. Tyus, welcome.
Hi.
It's good to be here.
It's wonderful to be here.
Wonderful. Tell us about Infinite Scholars and what's going on and when.
Okay. Well, the Infinite Scholars Program is a program that was started by my father, Thomas Owsley, in 2003. So he had been a high school teacher for many, many years, and some of his brightest and most talented students were not going to college. They just did not think they had the money to go, and they didn't know how they could persevere there. Mm-hmm. So he started a program, and he started basically just helping them go to college, finding scholarships, like, hey, let's call this school and see if they'll work with you, that kind of thing. And that's how the Infinite Scholars Program was born.
That's wonderful. So Tom Owsley, he taught for many years, yes. And so he took interest in his students and wanted them to go
on
higher education. Huh?
Yep.
Tell us some wonderful stories about Infinite Scholars.
Yeah. So about 20 years now, we have been sending kids to college. So what we do is we have scholarship fairs in various cities in the nation, and we bring colleges, they sign up, and we bring those colleges and those students together. And if they meet their requirements, they walk away with scholarships that day. Lives changed, parents crying. Wow. We've seen it all. So you're
going to have an event February 25th at Harris-Stowe State University.
Yes, we do.
Tell us about that.
So Sunday, February 25th, there will be probably 30 or so colleges registered, and we expect probably 250 kids showing up to see what they can get from those colleges.
Wow. Is it all HBCUs or all?
No, it's a mix. It's a mix of local universities. We even have Virginia Military Institute, some higher education departments table there. So we have a lot of information for parents and students alike.
This is great. What joy do you get out of this, Dr. Tyus?
Oh, it's just wonderful to see the impact that it makes and the number of students' lives that we change. If we can just send one kid to college, I mean, I'm happy. But if we send 50 or, I think we've had almost 8,000 this fair season so far. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
This is the 25th, located where?
Yeah, this is about, I think, 24. This is our last season, our last fair of this season.
But it's going to be on February 25th.
February 25th.
Where?
Yes, at the Harris-Stowe State University, at the Emerson Center.
The Emerson Theater.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3026 Laclede. Actually, that's the Gibbons building, but the Emerson Theater is just right across the lot there.
Yes.
From the main administration building, right behind the Congressman Clay building there, Clay Childhood Center.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's Sunday, 2:30 to 5.
Yeah, what time? 2:30 to 5.
To 5 p.m. Yeah.
So is there a process of registration? What do one have to do?
So we ask parents and students to go to infinitescholar.org and register. And that way the colleges will be able to get their information. Afterwards, the colleges will also, have their information and ask them to register on their site as well. But yeah.
So that's your website, infinitescholars.org.
Infinitescholar.org.
Okay. Is there a phone number associated with the Infinite Scholars?
Yes, it is 314-325-6195.
Okay. And the website is what?
Infinitescholar.org.
Okay. Now, what kind of information is needed to register for the
we
scholarship
ask
fair?
some really basic information of the kids, their name, their high school, GPA, ACT score, things like that, just so we can kind of get a feel for where they are. And then they talk to the colleges, and the colleges say, yes, I can give you a partial, or yes, I can give you a full ride, that kind of thing.
How does it make you feel?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's really great work, and it's needed.
Okay. So how did you collaborate with Harris-Stowe State University for this?
Yeah, Harris-Stowe had been a contact of ours for a long time, and we've had fairs there through the years, but we decided that we wanted to have our winter fair, which is our February fair at Harris-Stowe annually. And it's great. It works for both of us really well. They accommodate us, and they're great to partnership with. And then we also bring those students and parents to their campus, and they get to kind of get a feel for Harris-Stowe. Sometimes they give tours while we're there, and so those parents can, really ride around the campus and see the dorms and see how, their child would fit into that campus life.
Yeah, Harris-Stowe is a HBCU here in the area, the only one in the St. Louis area.
That's right.
You mentioned GPA. Is there a minimum GPA that they need to register, or can anyone come?
No, anyone can come.
Okay.
So to get a scholarship from the colleges, each of those colleges are going to have their own set criteria they're looking for. So it changes year to year, and depending on where they are, they have a set amount of scholarship money they want to give out. So at the beginning of August, it's really high, and then towards this time of year, it's even they set that GPA and ACT score even higher. So yeah, but I tell most students 3.0 or like you aim for like a 20, high 20, 27, something like that on your ACT, and that's almost writing your ticket.
Okay. What inspired your father, Thomas Owsley, to do this? I know he could have retired, and been to the Bahamas or wherever he wanted to go, but then still he stayed to do this scholarship with Infinite Scholars. Well, this is a career now for as a retiree. How does it make you and him feel? I mean, the whole family. Tell us about your family. Oh,
yeah. So me, my mom, and dad are passionate about the work that we do naturally. My dad is an educator. He's always had a heart for his students, and he brings home strays. I always say that, and we love him, just the same. And so he just wanted to change people's lives and make an impact. And so what we found is if you send one student to college that their family has never been to college, or nobody's ever been, you find that their kids go to college and get a master's, and it just builds from there. And even the cousins and the extended family is affected. They say, I had a cousin that went to that school, and I'm going to go there. So if you can change one life, the impact is truly great down the line.
Tell us about your mom.
My mom supports my dad. She comes to every fair.
What's her name?
Sherry Owsley. Yeah, she's wonderful. And she just supports any way she can. All the reps, the college reps and recruiters know her. So yeah.
Your undergrad was HBCU, right?
Yes, I went to Alabama A&M.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, it's a very famous school.
Yes, it's
very
a good
old
school.
Yeah, and did you think you got the proper training at an HBCU?
Oh, yes. And that's something at the time when I was there, I don't think that I realized what they were doing. But as I got into PWIs later, I realized that they were giving me the training I need to stand in front of a room of people that don't look like me and assert myself and be confident and say, as a scientist, this is the correct answer. This is my approach. This is my research. This is what I believe. This is what everybody else is doing. So they gave me that, and they worked really hard with us so that we understood that people were going to question you because of who you are. And so you had to have the right answer, and you had to know why that was the right answer. So
tell us about your graduate degrees.
Yeah, so my graduate degrees are from University of Missouri in Columbia, all in food science. I had a wonderful mentor there, and then also at LSU, Louisiana State University, I got my doctorate in food science as well.
How did your family feel about you getting these advanced degrees?
Oh, my goodness. They were over the moon. They were proud.
Yeah.
They were proud. I'm the first person in my family with a PhD.
Yeah. I want to ask you about some of the wonderful things that are going to come out of this scholarship fair, some of the success stories that you can tell. But in the meantime, I'm so happy that you're here with us, and you care enough about this scholarship fair to come visit us today.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us why.
Oh, yeah, it can change. So the city of St. Louis, I mean, the kids deserve to go to college, and any college they want to go to. So we always ask the students, and I coach them. I walk them around the floor, and I tell them, they have a certain school they want to go to, and I say, hey, that school may not even be here today, but I want you to walk around and talk to these recruiters and see what they're willing to give you, and you talk to them and just see and have an open mind. That's what I always ask of them, and so. It tends to work, they'll go to some school they never heard of, and I tell them all the same thing. I say, you can get an undergrad from anywhere. You can go to, Pine Bluff or, anywhere. Okay. Some small school, mineral area college. But don't run yourself into debt just to say, you went to a big name school and then now you can't go get a master's.
And suffer from that. Right?
Yeah, and suffer from that.
Our guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. She's with Infinite Scholars, and we're talking about a scholarship fair that's coming up at Harris-Stowe State University on the 25th. We'll be right back after this.
An epidemic of homelessness is sweeping throughout the United States of America. In city after city, people are ending up on the streets. Now, instead of feeling overwhelmed, as believers, we can do three things. We can give, we can volunteer, and we can pray. We can pray for the homeless refugees that we're finding in one city after another, all over the United States. So many people ending up out on the streets, and the hearts of so many are growing cold at this particular time and indifferent to the need. Jesus said, as oft as you've done it to the least of these, he said, even so you've done it unto me. When's the last time you've prayed for the homeless refugees in the United States of America, appearing in city after city, not only in major cities, but even smaller cities? So many people ending up out on the streets, even in resort areas, places you never think you'd find homeless people, they're there. Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds have nests, but he, the Son of Man, had nowhere to lay his head. Please pray for the refugees. Please pray for the homeless people in America. And pray for those that are on the front lines, the first responders, reaching out through Jesus Christ among the homeless and hurting, whether it's in Springfield or St. Louis. Your prayers and gifts to the New Life Evangelistic Center makes a big difference. This New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, is 63166.
You are acting as a refuge when you partner with New Life today. You are providing God's gracious gifts to his people who are living in despair and in need in Missouri. You are offering real tangible hope when you partner with New Life today. And we here at NLEC are trying to be the bridge between those on the streets and those in the pews. You can make a difference in a person's life. But don't wait. There are so many people who are suffering, or hurting, or broken, and they need you. Call us at 314-421-3020 or go to nlecstl.org to find out how you can get involved in this critical work.
And welcome back. My guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. She's with Infinite Scholars. And once again, Dr. Tyus, tell us what Infinite Scholars is.
Infinite Scholars is a scholarship fair program. So we bring students and colleges together around the nation. We have scholarship fairs, and we want those students to get scholarships and go to college. That is our number one goal.
How are you funded?
Funded mostly through sponsors like Mohila, and this year we added the Virginia Military Institute.
Wow. I think we have a flyer that kind of reflects what's happening on the 25th.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What is that? What are we looking at?
We are looking at our scholarship fair flyer. It's telling the students where they can register. They can scan that little Scan Me QR code. It'll take them directly to the registration. It tells them what they need to come with, which is a copy of their unofficial high school transcripts, copies of their ACT and SAT scores, letters of recommendation, and a resume. The essay is not as important as it used to be, so I tell the kids, don't let any of that. If you don't have any of that, please still come, but we like for them to be prepared too. Okay,
it's going to be at the Emerson Performing Arts Center on Harris-Stowe State University campus.
That's right.
And we may actually tell them that to access that facility, they have to come in off the Compton Street side to Harris-Stowe State University, and it's right there behind the Clay Early Childhood Center.
Exactly.
And right across the street from the big administration building, Gibbons Administration Building at Harris-Stowe.
Plenty of parking.
This is wonderful. Tell us some success stories of the Infinite Scholars.
Oh, yes. So we have sent, I think, several, so many. I can't even think of a certain story, but I know that we've sent several kids to different colleges, and they've gone on to do amazing things. They're doctors and lawyers, and it's just amazing to see.
Have any of them come back to your dad or your family and says what
Oh, yeah.
the scholarship did for them?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We had some testimonies on our old website, but we took it down. But yeah, we keep up with them the best we can.
How can we access your website? What's it?
Our website is infinitescholar.org.
Okay. And his phone number associated with that?
Yes, it is. It's 314-325-6195.
Okay. How would one feel after, if one wanted to visit and bring their son or daughter to the scholarship fair? Is there a process that the parents would go through also, or what? Tell us what
No,
happened.
so basically with the parents, we just have them there to support the student. So, just in case there's some questions, maybe the student doesn't know or things like that. But mostly what we see is the parent kind of walking around, guiding the student, like, let's look at this school, let's talk to this recruiter, that kind of thing. They kind of do it as a unit, and
Okay.
it's nice to see.
So it's actually the student themselves being interviewed by the
Yeah, the
university.
student talks to the recruiter directly. They're very personable. They're salespeople,
Sure.
so they're going to talk, and they ask them what their interests are and what their major is, and what they want to do. And they say, "Oh, I got a program for you," and they exchange information.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like I said, some colleges are giving away scholarships on the spot, so that student fills out that application. And the recruiter's looking at how much money they have in their budget, and they say, "I can give you, $20,000 a year for 4 years."
And the student's actually interviewing the
School.
Yeah, sure.
And so
The
some of
recruiter.
our recruiters have laptops set up, and they can go in and show them the campus and show them, the nursing program or, whatever they're interested in. So it's quite a thing to see.
Are any of them afraid to come to the school fair? Are they show any fear when they get to the fairs?
Sometimes every now and then you'll see a student kind of standing back. And so that's when we have our volunteers on the floor, and we go and we say, "Hey, what's the problem?" They say, "Oh, well, I don't know, I don't know how to talk to them, or the school I see is, I wanted to go to this school and they're not here." And, so we get a lot of that. So that's when we coach them. We coach
Well, how does Infinite Scholars recruit their participants?
the colleges.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been doing this for 20 years. So a lot of it is just they know my dad. It's personal. He can call them on the phone and say, "Are you going to come to this fair? Are you going to come to this city?" And they also know the level of student we bring. Our average student GPA is 3.4. So they know that we have quality students. And if they come to our fairs, they can get some good information. They can get some good leads on some students. They can give away some scholarships. And that just helps that recruiter with that quota. So it's win-win.
So what should the students bring with their families? And is there a dress code? Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so we don't quite say there's a dress code, but we do like for them to be comfortable, but also kind of dress for success. So I wouldn't say you have to come in a suit and tie or anything, but it's Sunday after church. It wouldn't hurt to have that. Leave what you have on Sunday from church.
Is that a good time for scholarship fair?
Oh yes,
Sundays?
we see sometimes the whole family. We'll see mom, dad, grandma, little siblings and everything, and they'll be standing back, really proud to watch their student getting their scholarship.
And it's from 2 to 4:30.
Yeah.
So it gives a person time to have lunch after church and still come to the fair.
Still come.
And you have degrees in culinary arts. Tell us how you got there.
Food science?
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a chemist, but chemistry is a very vague degree. And so just like those students are going to have to do Sunday at Harris-Stowe, I went and talked to the Alabama A&M recruiter. He said, "What are you interested in?" I said, "Oh, I like science. I like biology and chemistry." And he said, "I have just the thing for you. We have a great food science program." I said, "What is that? I never heard of that." And so he pulled up his computer. He showed me all about food science, and he got my mind working. And so after that, and I got the scholarship and things to go to Alabama A&M, I started looking up food science and what it was and, how the kind of career it could lead you to. And it's just been wonderful. And I encourage as many young people as I know to look into agricultural fields.
And the schools that come to this particular fair, the scholarship fair on the 25th, what do they bring?
They bring informational marketing materials.
Shows them campus and campus life and so forth.
They show their campus life. Some of them have different little demonstrations. But yeah, they're mostly there just to meet those kids and talk to them, get them interested in their universities.
Okay. And for those who may receive a partial scholarship, are there funding places for them to apply?
Yes, yep. So we have companies like the Missouri Higher Education Department that are there, MOHELA. Some of our fairs, we even have like FAFSA talks and things that would help the parents secure funding later. But yep, that's kind of how we do it. We don't give out scholarships. I would love for us to get big enough and have our own
access
scholarship.
to them.
But yeah, we have the access to them.
Okay, this is wonderful. And another thing I was going to ask about the scholarships, those who receive full rides, how do they act?
Oh my goodness! I mean, we've seen praise dances. We've just seen dads relieved. Like I don't have to work a second job. I mean, those kind of things really make you proud and let you know you're doing really good work.
So scholarship fair is really necessary to the community.
Oh yes.
Tell us how necessary it is.
It's necessary. If you can send a child to college, you can change a life. You can make a positive impact, and you can make a citizen that is going to come back and they're going to change their family's life.
Okay, this is great. Our guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. She's with the Infinite Scholars Program, and there's going to be a scholarship fair at Harris-Stowe State University on the 25th. And we'll be right back after this.
Is anxiety becoming more and more a part of your daily living? Is it sucked all the joy out of you till worry begins to dominate your life? Then I want to encourage you to take the nature prescription that is given in Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 34. Experience the peace that passes all understanding as you move into the beauty of creation, meditating on the God who's created all this, letting His Word unfold in your life. When He says not to be anxious, don't be anxious, but consider the lilies. They don't go out here and toil and spin, and yet look at them in all their beauty, the flowers. Look at the birds. They don't worry about what they're going to reap and sow, and yet your Heavenly Father takes care of them. He'll also take care of you. But put first the kingdom of God. Jesus Christ, through His death and resurrection, made that possible. Commit your life to Jesus right now. Call upon Him in this day of trouble. He will deliver you, and you will experience His peace that passes all understanding, giving you the ability to stop worrying.
Today's subject, Dr. Benjamin E. Mays. He's remembered for his outstanding leadership and service as a teacher, preacher, mentor, scholar, author, and activist in the Civil Rights Movement. Born in 1894 near Epworth, South Carolina, he was a Phi Beta Kappa graduate at Bates College in Maine. Recruited by Morehouse President John Hope, Mays would join the faculty as a mathematics teacher and debate coach. In 1934, he was appointed Dean of the School of Religion at Howard University and served until 1940. He became president of Morehouse College in 1940 and launched a 27-year tenure that shepherded the institution into international prominence. One of Morehouse's most distinguished graduates, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., remembered Dr. Mays as his spiritual mentor and intellectual father. Upon his retirement, he served as president of the Atlanta Board of Education from 1970 to 1981. Dr. Benjamin Mays died in 1984. Benjamin E. Mays.
It takes many partners to operate New Life Evangelistic Center. We're a large ministry operating and serving so many people all throughout Missouri. And so we appreciate so much Bernie Hayes and his many years of dedicated service to people who are experiencing homelessness all throughout Missouri. But we need people like you to partner with Bernie Hayes and with New Life Evangelistic Center to make a real impact in the lives of people who are hurting now. In a very practical way, you are being the hands and feet of Christ in the streets of St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, and beyond. So I want to thank everyone who is partnering with New Life Evangelistic Center. I want to challenge you to get involved today for the glory of God and the good of others in our community. Thank you so much, and God bless those who are making a big impact on the lives of hurting people.
Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Dr. Chelsea Tyus. And Dr. Tyus, give us a little wrap-up of what we've talked about and what's happening and when.
All right, so we have talked about the Infinite Scholars Program and our scholarship fair that we are having on February 25th at Harris-Stowe State University at the Emerson Performance Center. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's 2:30 to 5, and we just want those high school juniors and seniors to come out and speak to those recruiters and see if they can get a scholarship.
Is there a fee for them to get into this?
No, this is absolutely free and open to all students.
About how many recruiters will be there? Do you know how many schools?
We guess about 30.
About 30 schools. And some of them will be HBCUs?
Yes.
Okay, but not all of them?
Absolutely, not all of them.
So how can they reach you and get more information?
We are always available at infinitescholar.org, and you can also call 314-325-6195.
And who is the founder of this Infinite Scholars?
The founder is Thomas Owsley, my father, yep.
And do you enjoy working with him?
Oh, yes. He's very passionate about his work.
How much joy do you get out of going to these fairs?
You know what? It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you get this sense that you've made change and positive change. And there's nothing like that feeling.
Good. So are there certain schools that you've contacted to participate, or do they just have to go on the advertising and
Yeah.
promotions?
Our colleges just register for any fair they're interested in online.
And the universities and colleges themselves also will disseminate the words to people about the fair coming 25th. Okay.
Yep. And a lot of those same colleges, they follow us around the country.
I know Harris-Stowe State University is very interested and very excited about this fair coming up on the 25th.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything I didn't ask you about that you want to say?
No, please come down and bring your high school juniors and seniors. Tell someone about it.
Do they have any documents? Do they have to show the scores, GPA scores?
Yes,
anything?
Unofficial transcripts,
Okay.
ACT scores. Just bring a few copies, a resume, things like that. If you don't have those things, like I said, don't let that keep you from coming. Come and talk to the recruiters anyway. A lot of times they will let you email them that information later.
Okay, so this is just come prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, and is there a percentage of those who attend these fairs that receive scholarships?
Yeah, so typically I would say probably about half, because again, we don't have a certain standard that we set, but it's open to all, but scholarships are typically given to 3.0 and 27 and above on that ACT score. Those are the things they're looking for. And so I know in our September fair, we raised $17 million in scholarships facilitated.
Wow, that's an enormous figure. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was
That's
wonderful. And that was a big fair. We had 50 colleges or so there.
Yes, I have 2 minutes left. Tell us about your faith.
My faith, I think we're all put here for a reason, and we have to do what God calls us to do. And so my dad definitely answered that call, and for a long time I didn't think it was my call, but I am passionate about it. I think it's important work to continue.
That's wonderful. Okay. And once again, tell us how we can reach you in Infinite Scholars and why it's important to reach you.
Oh, yes. So we are in the business of sending high school students to college. We want them to further their education and come back and help their community and be positive change in the world. And we are the Infinite Scholar Program. We are available at infinitescholar.org. Call us at 314-325-6195. And please come to the fair Sunday.
Now, what high school did you attend here?
I attended Lutheran North.
Lutheran North, okay. Do you ever go back and visit Lutheran North and tell them what you've done?
I went back. I keep up with a lot of my peers and stuff, but I haven't went back.
Okay. Yeah. But for those people who are coming to the fair today, you want them to just dress for the cause, just for the occasion, and bring
whatever you have is fine. We won't turn anybody away. There's no dress code, but, come for the success that you want to have.
And what paperwork do they have to bring with them?
Their unofficial transcripts, ACT scores, SAT scores if they've taken that test, and a resume, I would say.
Okay. Dr. Tyus, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here with us today. And thank you so much, and I'm sincerely hoping that the scholarship fair will be a success.
Well,
I know it will at Harris-Stowe State University.
Thank you for letting us use your platform as well.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. And thank each and every one of you for visiting us here at the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been doing his thing for more than 52 years. So we're at the Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, 63166. If you want to, please make a donation. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day. Please stay safe.